Yo guys, I'm Mikey Microphone, and the microphone is a metaphor for the fact that you have something beautiful to say, but you need to make the arrangements so that you can be heard. Now today's topic might be a little controversial, so I want to start off by saying that I am not an expert. I don't think that I know better than you. I don't really have any particular professional expertise in this field. I just remembered, I was a sensitivity trainer as part of a World of Difference when I was in high school, and I think I did a pretty darn good job at that. But that was about 20 years ago, and the world is a scarier place now. So I want to talk about helping women appreciate magic. So I'm going to start off with a few factoids for people who understand feminism but might not know a whole lot about magic community in general. So first of all, there are a lot of women who play magic. There have always been women who play magic. There are more now than there were in the past. And there are some issues that they face when they want to play in the community. Continuing on, the fact that magic is a paper game instead of online only, I think it's relatively unambiguous that this improves the tenor of the community and makes people more polite to each other. The fact that the paper game is more popular than the digital game, I think it's relatively unambiguous to say that the weaknesses of MTGO contribute to this. So now that Magic Arena is coming along to squash those weaknesses, what does that mean for the ladies? Does it mean that people will face more impolite exchanges when they go to play Magic? And if they beat someone, are they going to potentially be in danger of being insulted or subject to some actual violence? So how can we head this off before it becomes a problem? So one of the leaders of the judge community, Ricky, he posted some thoughts about this a few months ago, and I'll summarize his post by saying that there was basically two suggestions. One was that judges can make a few comments at the beginning of an event reminding people to have good sportsmanship. And the second was that if they see a teachable moment, then they should consider using a sportsmanship warning as a lesson, not as a punishment. And that they should see those things as not something to be avoided, but something to be utilized. So I think that there is a lot to be gained from coaches taking a more public role. Magic's coaches are one of the most incredible parts of the whole ecosystem. It is really amazing what these people are able to accomplish through the use of good sportsmanship. However, I think that public speaking is kind of a different ballgame, and it's possible to be a very good coach without being a good public speaker. I think we should encourage people to be coaches even if they do not want to kind of preach at the beginning of a event. So I'm not sure how I feel about that side of the advice. I do think that there is a good way that we can get more women and people of diversity into the judging program. And I think that way is to increase the compensation that they get for doing so. Increasing the compensation will make it possible for more people to take part. There's a lot of people who want to take part but can't really dedicate the time based on the level of compensation. And so what we can do is affect buyouts of judge promos. If we can push up the price of judge promos by 10%, does that mean that 10% more women will be judges? No, it means that about 25% more women will be judges. That's, my back of the envelope math there. You can jump in with your experience and your observations as well. I think that again, I'm not an expert. I haven't been to that many local gaming stores, and I know that there are problems throughout all different parts of the country and all different parts of the world. However, I agree with a lot of people who think that Magic is generally better about this stuff than a lot of other communities are. And I think that it's important to give credit where credit's due. It's also important to not overlook the problems that we have. And a lot of people get very frustrated when there are accusations of impoliteness and bad sportsmanship. So what I believe is that there are probably a lot of reasons why there aren't more women in the game, and there are a lot of women who play. There have always been a lot of women who play, but there are more men, and I think there are probably several reasons for that. Some of them are easy to understand, some of them are incredibly difficult to understand. And when people look at the community and they see, oh wow, this is, I don't know, only 10, 15, 20% women, depending on what slice of things you see and what level of competitive play you are observing. When people look at that, they might assume that there's a problem. They might assume that there is just a level of impoliteness that makes it impossible for women to reasonably take part in this. And that's frustrating because we work so hard to be polite. We work so hard to be sensitive to all of the changing ways that we can welcome ladies and people of diversity into our community. So I think, in a sense, it's good to prevent those critiques from ever happening in the first place, even if some of them are mistaken and the reasons why women aren't playing are not based in abuse, they are just based in women choosing to do other stuff. But if we don't get to a certain percentage of women who are playing in the next couple of years, I think we're going to face a lot of criticism, and it's going to be very frustrating for everyone. So I think it's important to get the numbers a little more balanced. I do. And I think one of the ways we can do that is by buying out those judge promos, making it more profitable, making it more accessible to be a judge for people who are more diverse in their choice of careers and their decisions about how to invest their income. So let me know what you think. And I know that a couple of the things that I said just now came out a little faster than it would have taken me to completely finish the thought and say things in a totally thoughtful way. So I know that there's a couple things there that were not quite on the money, but I hope that you understand some of the points that I was trying to add to this discussion, and please be gentle. All right, thanks a lot.